Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and welcome to the DK109 channel for a little bit more D&D, because today is Saturday, which means I'm joined by the wonderful Saturday Spiders, or at the very least 4 of them are here. One of them should hopefully be here without too much more of a delay. They were attending a birthday party, and it appears that it may have overrun slightly, but life happens, we are aware of this, and this is not a problem. But currently, I am joined by Badger, who plays Grokash.
Howdy all.
I'm joined by Dakota, who plays Nemeo.
Hello, everyone.
I'm joined by Ty, who plays Nimriel.
Hello.
And we're rejoined by Sean, who plays Rollenhammer.
Yo, yo, yo.
I should note, by the way,
Yep.
he's actually not showing up at all because he's not the driver.
What?
What?
The chat.
Oh,
Oh.
he said he can't make it at all?
Yeah, he said he's not going to be able to make it. Unless I'm reading
Oh,
that
right,
so
yeah,
wrong.
no, yeah, I can just see it. Say, as I'm not the driver and this is Dragon on, I'm not making it. I'd rather be keeping Grokash from drinking more elixirs. Yeah, it's
rude.
that is very weird.
Live your own life, buddy. I'll drink what I want.
So,
And
we will
wake
not be
up
having
without
Pook with
pants
us. We will not be
being
having Pook with us
molested
this
by
week.
hobos. That's what you prefer.
So, yeah, unfortunately we have no Pook this week, but that's okay. It's not a problem, because we have still got 4 wonderful, wonderful people here. And who remembers what? Who remembers what happening last week?
No.
Don't touch the discombobulator. God damn it, Namia.
Well, that was the last 10 or so minutes, but we spent the good portion of the episode getting Nimrel together, and then we decided it was time for a break.
Yes.
Because we had a long, hard time getting Nimrel
Yes,
put back together.
It was quite a stressful session, wasn't it? In a lot of ways.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, we traveled pretty much throughout the entire city in an effort to find someone who could help, and we finally did find help in the Temple of Tyr in the northern part of the city. We also we learned about a druid out in the woods named Tall Red.
I think I told
Yes,
Kai about it
yes,
off stream.
yes, no,
what could
Go away.
have happened.
Go away.
That was a potential way for you guys to have also got the arm reattached.
I'm not happy about that.
Why
As,
not?
as an out of character thing.
I didn't hear
God
this
forbid
story.
you're not happy about something out of character. Jesus Christ. Who knew?
I missed this story.
Well,
so.
the druid was one of the options that was available to you to get the arm reattached, because basically what it was going to be was an opportunity to head off into the forests again, because they work so well for you. You were going to happen across some poachers, deal with said poachers, or have the option at least to deal with said poachers who are going to be not very polite and as such sort of incentivizing you to attack them. And then off the back of that, you were going to have a nice, lovely conversation with a druid bro, who was going to be actually quite nice, and off the back of your interaction, may have indeed carried out a service for you. As it goes, we've instead ended up with the arm being reattached under different means. Same spell, technically the same spell, but different lineups of the spell. Yeah, there will be potentially some information coming off the back of that at some point. Who knows? Well, I know, obviously. But yeah. Are you nervous? Are you nervous, dudes?
Not at all.
Just plotting.
Plotting.
Yeah. In my sleep, naturally. Not counting sheep, counting something else.
Yeah.
What,
Steps
arms?
to my master plan.
Also,
Oh, you're so funny. I guess you could only count to one. Carry on.
hang on.
Yeah, good one.
My chatbot has decided it's going to have a little bit of a paddy and not behave itself. So I just need to quickly reconnect that whilst we're doing this. So if you guys want to continue remembering and recapping what you remember and recap, whilst I get this taken care of.
Once Nimriel was put back together, we took her back to the Blue Stallion and got her settled, and then we sat down to drink, and all three of us, Grokash and Pook and Nemia, each had a separate ending for their night of carousing.
Which was actually quite bizarre because we all intended to stay in, so we must have really got fucked up.
Well, Nemia intended on getting fucked up. I was just hoping she'd, wake up in her own bed, but no, she didn't.
Well, I mean, you could have left a foot there or something. Like, part of you could still be there.
No,
What are you on about? Why have you got the ability to leave things?
There we go.
Oh, you'll
so
find out.
she drank. Oh, you're not going to explain it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was wanting you to go first because you were the first one to find out.
Oh my god.
Listen, I'm a hypocrite. I say things and I do something
No, it
else.
wasn't that. It wasn't that. That's not what was funny. It was that you were talking over each other, and he was trying to tell your story while you were trying to sell it, and then he stopped and said, "So you're not going to tell it?" Like as if he gave you a chance.
There was, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think it was intentional, but it was still funny.
It was.
I didn't mean to go. I didn't mean to talk over you.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It really weren't that funny.
Shut up, you.
You can't even leave Lim's places. You don't know what funny is.
Yeah. Try using
The
your
last-
own ones for once.
Yeah.
The last limb I left was Nimriel's inner wolf.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, tell
What
that
is this an
joke
attack at
around.
the out of character? Like, since you like wolves so much, have this! Loses an arm. Thanks, dickhead.
Yeah, as soon as Roland Hammer says that in front of Nimriel, I want to watch that fight.
Yeah, that will be
She will attack him. That's a
interesting to
It's
say
this
the
kind of
least.
thing.
Interesting to say the least. So,
There'll be loads of hints, but maybe it won't be that forward.
so you basically you all woke up in the various ways you woke up, with Grokash waking up outside in the alleyway next to the Blue Stallion with Hobo standing over him, who were attempting to try on his clothes. We had Nemia waking up in a witch's hut, feeling like she needed to find herself. What did Nimriel wake up doing? I can't remember now.
She hasn't yet. She was just waking up, I think.
Did you go out carousing? I can't remember.
No, she was out cold.
She was out cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in bed, and Nimia had basically kind of tucked her in and left her some water and food beside her bed.
And what did Pook end up doing?
Apparently, he was crawling around like an animal or something.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was a little,
Yeah.
little creeper.
Yeah.
Paying
I
with some
remember.
tendency to
Yeah,
folklore
there's
and try and
the-
create
yeah.
some monster.
Yeah, there was a he wakes up finding basically like a suit made out of like patches of animal fur and like a mask and stuff. And over the course of breakfast, it becomes apparent that there was some peculiar monster leaping from roof to roof during the night and scaring people by looking in through their windows. So
Christ.
yeah,
What a
Pook
creeper.
spent the night being a peeping Pook.
It really
yes,
resonates
is.
with me somehow that Pook is just like, even maybe unknown to him, just really fucking creepy. Like just subconsciously.
I don't feel like it would be unknown to Puka. I feel like it would be, hey Snow. I feel like it would be a fairly standard kind of thing. But yeah, so it is now your Saturday morning. You've all woken up in various states of disrepair. Let's say there's been enough time has passed of this morning. We'll leave Pook till last, just in case he's able to make it back in time. You never know. But
Yeah.
we'll leave Puck for now anyway. But what would you guys? We'll say it's like 9:30ish in the morning that you guys all managed to get out of whatever funk you may be in. Was Nimriel gonna
I
do?
do want to actually ask, what time roundabout, roughly, it's not going to be specific, did the arm attachment happen?
That was quite late in the evening. That was.
So-
it's not like it wasn't like middle of the night sort of thing. It was you'd be looking at like 7-8 o'clock sort of time. No,
Yeah,
actually,
so
no.
I'm
This
gonna-
no. This is your journey. That was part of your journey back, wasn't it? So that would have been. No, that would have been like early evening. It would have been about like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock sort of time.
So I'm going to put it down that she's not getting out of bed herself unless somebody was to wake her up for now.
Okay. Okie dokie. Well, what we'll do is we'll say that by 9:30 in the morning, everyone who is out is back in the city. So Namir, who's been out on the edge of the forest, far enough in from the forest that the hut isn't that distinguishable from the bole of the tree that it's built into in very Shrek style. But near enough to the edge of the forest that you can make out the smoke on the horizon from the many chimneys of the city, and you can just about on the wind when it blows the right way you can hear the raised voices of a large communal center sort of thing.
As she's walking back towards the city, she keeps looking around her, especially over her shoulder, making sure there's not a witch just staring out at her.
Do you have like a creepy witch laugh in your library of sounds?
I can possibly find one. Why don't you quickly give me a perception check? Namir?
Oh, get your way, pretty! You're looking
Thank you, baby. Love you.
I'd do the laugh, it would be too.
Let's just have a quick perception check.
That's a waste of a 20. I don't want to hear this.
Can I save it for later?
With a 20 perception, your vision suddenly sort of like it's like you get this weird moment where sort of like you just like your vision sort of like pans back, and it's like you can see yourself, and you're sitting in this weird looking chair in front of a peculiar sort of like a slab where there's an image on it, and you can hear voices and sounds that sound familiar, but you're not quite sure what they are before your vision snaps back to reality.
Duh.
Fuck was that?
Just had an out of body experience watching yourself play this game.
Yeah, that's a good creepy witch sound. That was good.
That was a little bit of a witch laugh. It was. It's a little bit.
So much meta.
Oh yes, we love it.
Oh my god.
Gotta have a little bit of meta, ain't you? Really, just a little bit. So, what would you guys like to do with your morning? Is anyone going to go and wake up Namir? Pook has decided that for now he's just going to read his wizarding book in the corner whilst he's eating and enjoying his breakfast.
He said Namia again.
Did I say Nimriel? Sorry, is anyone going to go and wake up Nimriel?
Probably not.
I don't think I should.
When at breakfast you notice that she's not there and come down with the rest of you.
Oh, actually,
she's
yeah.
Normally
No.
awake at that nice and early. Is anyone going to be concerned?
I would actually, yeah. If they're like suspiciously not there, yes. Be like, well,
Well,
Suspiciously, yeah? This is suspicious.
Namia's
Well, it is.
not going to the Blue Stallion. She's going to a temple, so she won't be there.
Fair enough.
So, yeah,
Well,
so-
it would be a bit suspicious if Nimriel wasn't there, because she's been one of those like the early risers there for breakfast with everyone every other day so far.
yeah, Krokash would be like, better go check that the arm hasn't fallen off or something.
The arms went off. Join the circus.
Okay.
On another note, though, Nemia's gone to see, get herself checked out, see if she caught something.
So yeah, let's cover Namir first. Okay, so Namir's heading to a temple. Which temple is she going to go to?
She will go ahead and go to the temple. Or you know what? She's on the north side of town, right?
Yes. We'll be coming.
Okay.
You'll be coming in through the northeast gate.
Since she's on that side of the city, she'll go ahead and swing by the Temple of Lathander since it's out there. Since it's on her way back.
Yeah, you can do that. So the Temple of Lathander is not so much a temple as it is a shrine. So 9:30 in the morning sort of time for it. That sort of earliest time in the morning. There's not really anyone praying or worshipping there, but there is an acolyte who's just like tending to the plants that are growing around it, and generally tending and seeing to the upkeep of the small modest shrine.
Male or female?
They are a female human.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
As she approaches.
She seems a little bit nervous to actually be speaking to us. So someone, yes.
I've just had a bit of a scary experience, and I'd like to speak to a priest.
The priest only comes by on Sunday nights to hold the mass. I'm here the rest of the time.
She kind of grimaces, and she's essentially kind of got her arms crossed, and she's holding herself, afraid her limbs are going to fall off, and her tail's wrapped around her leg.
It's like a little button on the back of her neck. Pop!
And he's not available right now.
Not right now. No.
Do you know anything about witches?
I know that they normally practice magics of like the earth and elements, and they don't normally have powers of gods at their behest.
She seems very intellectual.
All right then. And you said he's around Sunday evenings.
And it's Sunday nights when the moon comes up, he holds mass then.
Really
It
intellectual.
seems completely counterintuitive to Lathander, but whatever. So she nods, and she'll head out, still kind of holding herself, and then she's gonna go.
Have I got these? Hang on, give me a second. Have I just got one of these gods the wrong way around? Because I was reading.
Lathander's the creativity, dawn, renewal, birth, athletics, spring, self-perfection, vitality, and youth.
Oh, yes,
Oh, Jesus Christ, okay.
I misremembered this. Oh, well, you can have to wait a little bit longer than that one anyway, because he holds. Actually, no, you won't. Be alright. Yeah, it's Sunday morning at sunrise. That's right. Yeah, I got these. Yeah, I got the wrong way around. Sunday morning at sunrise is when the mass is held.
God, what a job! Only has to do one day a week.
Well, he's got to prepare.
It's only a shrine, not a temple as well. To be fair.
No, I probably have to go to other ones as well. That makes sense.
I didn't have that memorized, by the way. I was definitely reading that.
I
just got them the wrong way around, but yeah, it's I can't even remember the name of the god I got confused with, but I do remember. I had that memorized for a reason. I'm sure it's going to come back and bite me.
Okay. Then she'll definitely go to the Temple of Helm.
Yeah, Temple of Helm. So that one is in the city. That's in the religious quarter. No. Yes. Yes, yeah, that's one because the main one, yeah, that's. I keep getting Tyr and Helm the wrong way around because I've got two of you that worship Helm and one of you used to worship Tyr in terms of across the parties. Two of you that worship Helm and one of you used to worship Tyr, and I keep getting my brain the wrong way around between the pair of you.
Namia's gonna be pushing Nimrel. You better start praising Tyr, girl.
Doing that head wave thing that they do. What the fuck you call that?
Those two are part of the triad anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think Torm is the third part, if memory serves. Which, to be fair, doesn't help when it comes to trying to remember which one's which, frankly. Yeah, so you're going to be heading to the Temple of Helm then. So walking through the city, it's still quite early in the morning. Bit of hustle and bustle, or quite early in the day, I should say. Bit of hustle and bustle going through the cities. There are carts and wagons going around. It doesn't take you too much time to get there. Say going from that side. If you was to use like one of the little ferries that crisscross the river as well as the bridges, then it'd be taking about half an hour or so to get through the city to where you need to go.
When she gets to the temple, she'll look for the. I don't remember if it was a priest, but whoever she spoke to when they were bringing Nimrael in.
I think it was a deacon. I think I said it was previously.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, no, he's there in his flowing robes with the gauntlet with the eye.
Sir, do you remember me?
Of course, my child. How could I forget one in your attire?
So
You see, he's trying. You
Could've said that,
get the
right?
feeling that he's trying not to come across as genuinely trying not to come across as racist by saying, "How's he ever going to forget a tiefling?" He's being genuine about it,
She kind of smiles, a half crooked smile, but it fades pretty quick. And she says, I don't. And she pauses and she kind of rubs her arms.
Sorry.
Don't you do it. She kind of rubs her arms almost as if she's cold. And she says, I drank from, it has to have been a witch's cauldron, and I woke up and I was in pieces. I was literally in pieces.
Shouldn't sound like a nut job.
I pulled myself back together, but I feel like if I were to sneeze, my nose would fall off. Is there any? Can you check me for curses? I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Certainly, my dear. We can see if there are any curses or any such thing upon you. Come with me. We'll go to one of the smaller rooms at the back where we can have some privacy.
Typical priest.
For fuck's sake.
Just because you had an awkward upbringing. So he leads the way to one of the small private chapel areas where people can undergo private contemplation, usually reserved for people who donate large amounts of money to these establishments. But clearly the deacons are able to use them as they see fit as well. So he indicates you to take a seat at one of the pews that are there, and he gets out his holy symbol, which is a little, the gauntleted fist. So the gauntlet, the gauntlet with an eye on it. It's on a chain. And he pulls it out from around his neck, and he starts going over some mumbo jumbo, biddly boo, abracadabra stuff going on, and he says, "My dear, you are afflicted by no curse that I can detect."
Do I still feel extremely fragile?
You do still feel as if whatever is affecting you is still affecting you. And if I had to take a guess, and it were indeed some form of potion you drank, then a curse is unlikely. It's more likely to be some form of temporary disimpairment. Perhaps may last a day, maybe two. I'm afraid, without knowing the specifics of the concoction, even indeed with knowing the specifics of the concoction, I couldn't actually tell you for sure. It's not my area of expertise. You may be better suited speaking to the witch you drank the potion from, or possibly an alchemist of some description.
When I woke, I didn't find anyone. I just saw this cauldron had fallen over in front of me, and my body was laying everywhere. And I called for help, but no one came. So I don't know where the witch was, but it definitely seemed like a witch's hut. Did you have any alchemists in the city you trust?
Well, there are plenty of alchemists in the city. There is there's a young chap over in the north, a man named Darius. He has a well-respected shop, if somewhat limited when it comes to specialist things. He doesn't often carry any of the he doesn't carry any of the sort of things that people such as myself, when we are creating sacred unguents and such, he doesn't tend to carry those resources. But there is also a gentleman near the northeast gate. I'm afraid I don't remember his name, but there is he's tends to make things to order. Is not one of those like a shop where you can go to and just buy whatever you need. You place an order and he'll make it for you. If you can take either of them a sample of what it is you consumed, then I'm sure they'd be able to assist. They're both very knowledgeable people.
Oh, I'd have to go back to the hut. I'm not sure I feel comfortable doing that. It's back that way. Regardless, sir, I don't believe I got your name the first time I came. I certainly don't remember it. If I do, what's your name?
I'm Solomon.
Thank you, Solomon. She'll stand up and she'll go to shake his hand, but then she'll, out of habit, but then she'll pull it back and is it afraid?
My dear, I will not hurt you, but I can understand if you have had a recent issue of becoming undone, that you may not wish to touch others.
She kind of shudders. It says, "Thank you for your time, Solomon. I hope to return soon. May I take a moment in the worship area to pray to him?"
Of course, my dear, of course. And I'll leave the door open so you don't have to worry about exerting too much pressure on it. And he leaves with the door. The door basically just like pushed to, but not actually like latched.
Okay. She appreciates that. She'll go and sit down. I don't know if they're like Forgotten Realms traditions on how to pray and whatnot, but she'll sit and she'll close her eyes and kind of sit with her as she's been huddled with her arms around her and her tail around her.
Given the majority of how a lot of the gods are usually bound to combatants of some type, you can usually pray in whatever way you want.
Okay.
So whichever way you feel is fit.
Kind of it's a fetal position at the moment, just protecting her limbs. But she's sitting up though; she's not like laying on the floor.
Don't squeeze too hard; your back might pop out.
And she'll pray to him and ask him to give her guidance on protecting herself and the people she's now a part of as a group, and in order to, and some guidance for wisdom, because our plans are shit.
So why don't you just give me a religion check?
That's, you know what, that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Personally.
You feel a wave of solace washing over you. You feel as if Helm has really heard your prayers.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Feeling a little bit safer, she'll stand up and exit the temple and then head towards the Blue Stallion.
Okay, pokes. So, whilst Nemir is attempting to find some comfort, what is everyone else doing?
Roland
Hammer's going to wake up without any hangover or anything at all, because he did a bit of drinking, but not enough to get completely wasted, because he wasn't here last week. So he doesn't get to carouse.
So yeah, I'll probably go down for breakfast. Try and see if I can see any faces there.
Yeah, so there's a few faces that you recognise. There's a handsome tiefling has just smacked the bottom of Cecilia, the Dragonborn waitress who also works at the Blue Stallion. They're sitting with the people they normally sit with of a rather tall and bearded human, a beautiful woman with quite luscious red hair. There's also over in the corner there is a bard who's playing away with some nice sort of like soft atmospheric music. There's a few of the familiar faces that you've seen before. Pook's over in the corner reading, like fully invested in one of his many books.
Oh hell no, I'm avoiding that. Yes, I'll go to the bar.
The bar or the bard?
The bar.
Okay.
The counter, the main counter. And just I'll like order myself a breakfast.
Okay.
But
Yes.
I'm just. I don't know. I'm just waking up, so look at the barman and be like, "Where is everybody?"
So Fosco, who's the halfling who's working at the bar and who owns the Blue Stallion, he's the proprietor of the place. So he just sort of looks over at you and sort of shrugs a little bit. So I don't know. You guys mostly all keep to your own counsel, and you guys come in and out at all hours of the night and day. Don't really bother me because none of you ever really make that much of a fuss or a mess. So it's I get paid a nice little monthly stipend from your bosses to put any of you up for a week. Leave you to your own business.
So Rollhammer's going to be like yawning through that and just be like, yeah, where did they go?
So again,
Where did they go?
where did they go? I don't know. Like I said, they all keep their own business.
So he's going to just point to like some of the top shelf stuff. Just be like, one of them, please.
Fosco's gonna just like look at you for a minute. Says, with your bacon and eggs for breakfast, yeah?
Hi.
All right. Well, I mean that's not covered under your room and board, so that's going to be a silver for that.
And they start rambling. No,
It's always about money with him.
silver. What do you mean silver?
Well, if you want any of that stuff, that's not covered under your standard room and board, where you get a meal and you get 3 meals a day, including a drink with each of the meals. So
Well, that's a drink.
yeah, it is a drink, but it's also the top shelf stuff. So silver or shut up.
You just shut up and I'll hand over the silver and sit back in my seat.
Okie. So after a few minutes, so he disappears out back to the kitchen after getting the bottle down for you, and he comes out after a few minutes with your plate of bacon and eggs. What's your passive perception again?
What's mine?
God, he's
Your
batting it.
your passive perception.
Perception. 15.
15. Ah, okay. Yep. So he puts down your breakfast for you, and also he also brings over a like a clay goblet for you to have your bottle of fine wine.
Nice.
Wine for breakfast.
Yeah. I'm not drinking it all, don't worry.
Drink as much of it as you like. It's your bottle.
I'm not going to tell him that. So yeah, I'm going to just sit and see who comes down. But I assume it's early. I don't really check the time.
So we'll say that that this is still early. So we'll go a slight time travel back from where we were left off with Namir, because this will be going on at the same time as Namir is heading through the city and off to do her prayers and stuff. So yeah, this can all be going on at that same time. So Grokash and or Nimriel.
So Grokash is just gonna wake up Nimriel anyway, so we'll go check in on anyway, see how she is. So what would if she's like in bed? I guess we'll wake her up.
Oh god.
I mean, I don't know.
So
So half
say
walks in.
her mouth is wide open, and she's sprawled in a mess on the bed. She's sleeping there.
If she's not in pain or anything, you just leave then. Doesn't actually want to talk to her.
Are they bleeding? They're unconscious. Oh dear.
Oh, she's fine. She's fine. After that, he's gonna go and look throughout these. So he's got to hand in the wolf pelts that we haven't handed in yet.
Because
And he's gonna try and-
they're all on the wagon, weren't they?
Yeah. And he's gonna try and get the mini direwolf. Well, I mean, like the normal direwolf size one. He's gonna take it to like a tailor or something and see if he can get like a cloak made out of it.
Okie dokie. So, how many wolf pelts had you already turned any wolf pelts, or was this just your first
No,
foray into it? So, how many did I say you guys had in the end?
There's a question.
That's the wrong book.
How many did we have in the
That's my
end?
tarot book.
Does anyone remember at all?
I don't know if anyone made a note on their cat sheets.
I'll check.
I might have.
Last note made. Missing arm. In brackets, right. Nope, I don't have it written down.
Let's see. Oh, 8 wolf pelts.
8 wolf pelts.
Yep.
Yep. So when you go to the oh god, what's it called, the guard post to hand these in. Yeah, sorry, Ewan. The guard makes a note of your name and the fact you brought in 8 pelts, and he uses that as the proof of kills that you've logged 8 kills. Right? Okay, so that's 8 kills you got there. Then don't forget you need to do 20.
What about the alpha and dire alpha? Or
Right,
did
that's-
we
you
not
said
get
he's handing
those
in the
yet?
wolf pelts. So
Oh, okay.
He's not handing those in.
so what about so was it just these 8 you got?
And I show him because I've got the other one with me, obviously.
Okay,
So
so all right, so you
present that one
go
to him
show
as
him.
well.
Oh, that's a big old dog. Which one are you showing? You showing him the little direwolf pelt or the big direwolf pelt?
The little, but I mean, I tell him about the big one,
Okay.
but I don't have it because it was fucking huge.
Right. Okay. So that's all right. Well, the direwolves. The direwolves. If you get one of them, they usually count. We normally count them as doubles. So let's say you're on then you're halfway there. You got 10 out of the 20 that you need in order to get the bounty.
So the huge one's only 2.
Well, the direwolf pelt that you've shown him, which was for the pup, the direwolf puppy.
Oh, okay. Then I ask him about like the fucking carpet that is the giant one.
The ballroom carpet.
Yeah.
Where's that one?
Well, I mean, I don't have it with me, but I asked him
Well-
how much that would be worth.
Well, I mean, if you've got a proof of having killed a direwolf, then without knowing the size of the direwolf, I couldn't really tell you anything more about it. And generally speaking, what we're told is direwolves count as 2 for this. But if you've got something that's unusual, then we were told that if anything seems to not fit the scope of a direwolf, to tell the captain and he'd make a decision on it. But we'd need to see the proof of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I guess I'll head back. I'll give him the ones that we've already got, including the one I was going to get into a coat. And then I'll
Okay.
head back
Fair
to
enough.
get the
Yep.
big boy.
So he makes note of all the stuff for it. Are you going to take then the big one as well?
Yeah, they pretty much turn around, go there, grab it, and go straight back.
And capture it back again. Yep. So he sees the size of it basically being larger than, evidently of a creature that was larger than even any of the horses that are taking the cars back and forth. He goes, right. Maybe just, yeah, okay. And he disappears into the barrack house, and reappears a moment later with what is, from the way he walks and the slight affectations to his uniforms, very clearly is the captain of the guard, and who walks over, basically walks straight past you to the pelt, lifts like a paw of it to see like the size and length of the foreleg, and is like, walks back over to the other guard, very unceremoniously snatches the clipboard away from him, makes an adjustment, makes an amendment. 5, and then walks back into the room. And the guard who was there originally goes, the captain says that that particular big one there counting as 5 wolves towards the bounty. So you're currently sitting on a tally 15 out of 20.
God damn. God damn. Alright. I'll just fucking trudge off, feeling dejected. After that, Rockesh doesn't really have a huge amount of plans. I guess get some food, and he's gonna go look for a better way to make a harness. That was his only goals.
What, for Wolfie the goat?
Yep.
Fair enough.
Something more battle worthy.
What, like a
So
slingshot
unfair.
or something?
So unfair. You get to keep this little fucking thing and I lose an arm trying. Some horse shit here if I ever saw it.
Is some sort of crazy madness.
Good
Rightio,
scrub.
what sort of time is Nimriel going to be waking up?
If we're pushing over to like middle of the day, I guess she'll wake up round about then.
Okay. Does anyone want to do anything any earlier than that?
I'll say
Nimir's-
12.
If,
One.
by then, Nimir will definitely have got back to the Blue Stallion, probably still in time for breakfast as well. Probably a late breakfast. Bacon might be a bit cold.
So are we back to me?
Yeah.
Okay, and Roland Hammer's still hanging out there.
Roland Hammer's there. He's got a goblet of wine with a bottle beside him and a plate of completely just like not at all suspicious breakfast. What's your passive perception, actually, Namia?
You're passive. I have to find that. I don't know where passive is.
I've just found it for you. Your passive perception is 10. So yeah. So a completely non-threatening breakfast.
Oh god.
Oh Lord, and I wasn't paying attention to what you said either. So she will, she'll go stand next to Roland Hammer, and is there actually any food? I mean, she'd have to ask for food, wouldn't she? Unless
She would need to
Roland
go to
Hammer
the counter.
left food?
Yeah, she'd need to go to the
Okay.
counter and ask food. Yeah.
Okay. And she'll walk to Roland Hammer and wish him a good morning, but she's kind of got a bit of a waver in her voice, and then she'll go to the counter and ask for a breakfast, and then she'll call to Pook and ask him to come over.
You just want me to do Pook's voice again, don't you?
Well, it's not so much that, but she really would go to Pook.
Yep. So Fosco says, "Yeah, just have yourself a seat. I'll bring some breakfast out for you. We've still got some of the cooking ham and eggs available. I'll be out in a few minutes." and he disappears. And Pook is still sitting in the corner, going through his one of his many books. He seems to be scribbling from one notebook to another.
She'll go and sit next to him. And before she goes, she'll ask Fosco for some water.
Yeah, so he brings out a few minutes later with your food, an ale mug full of water.
And once she's sitting next to Pook, she'll say, "Is Nimriel all right?"
I don't know. He doesn't really look up from what he's doing, so I don't know. I've been here working on looking through my spellbook.
She'll kind of sigh and she'll
Totally
go ahead.
just looking through my spellbook. I wasn't doing anything at all. I was here all night, and I heard terrible tales about some creature that was jumping from roof to roof and scaring young ladies. But no, I'm researching now through my books here to see if I can find anything that might be of any use at all to the city guard to try and locate this horrible creature.
She kind of blanches, thinking maybe that's what she did before she got to the witch's hut. But she eats for a minute and then she says, "Do you know anything about witches' concoctions?"
Ah, well, yes, of course. In the High Imperial language, there are various things known as elixirs. And they harbour all sorts of effects, dependent entirely upon the potency and the rarity of the various resources that are used in creating such things.
So, do you know anything about a witch's brew?
Well, I am no.
Well, hold on. So, but like a witch's brew that separates body parts but doesn't kill the person.
Well, I am no alchemist. All I could say would be that with sufficient time spent in one of the fantastic libraries here with the Mages Guild, I could probably discover the veracity of the existence of such an imbibement, and let you know if indeed the effects of such a thing were to be permanent or impermanent, and let you know as much as possible to the safety of one who would imbibe such a thing.
The annoying thing about that is that Pook would say imbibe.
You don't like imbibe?
Such a stupid word. Anyway.
I'm
she'll
really
kinda-
struggling to personify Pook at this point.
You're doing all right.
Thank you.
She'll kind of nod her head. She's a bit lost in all this, and she'll say okay, and she'll just sit there quietly and eat her food. And then once she's done eating, she'll go up to check in on Nimriel.
Nimriel's still asleep.
Time roundabout?
I'd say given the amount of time it takes her to get into the city, do the stuff, and get back, you're probably looking like 10:30 sort of time.
No, let's just wake her up. We'll go with that. Yeah, she's awake. On that note then, condition? She alright? She can walk? She feel fine? Totally fine?
Everything does seem indeed fine. Did I send you a message about
I do remember you sending me a message. Yes, you did. Now that you mentioned the word dream, you did.
Yeah.
I'm going to scroll to it now, though, just to be sure that I'm recapped on that. Yeah. Right, okay. Cool. She's going to be sitting up when you walk in then.
You're awake! And she sounds genuinely excited as she walks over, although she's kind of shuffling because she's all wrapped up in herself.
Wait, is she not going to fall apart?
She's still got her arms wrapped around herself and her tail around her leg, so it's not, she can't move as freely as she might normally.
Like doing the I've wrapped my towel too tight waddle.
Essentially, it's not that bad, but she's definitely not walking normally.
Did I catch some kind of illness? Why are you standing like that?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. She'll sit down on her bed, which I'm assuming they're in a communal area, right? So hers is potentially right next to hers. If it's not, she's
Well,
going
that's
to
the
sit on
thing.
the bed anyways,
Were you
as
guys
long
gonna
as there's no
have-
one there.
I always left up to you guys whether or not you were having shared rooms or private rooms, whatever it is. I left that all entirely up to you guys right at the start.
Well, I'm pretty sure Nimril and Nemia were in the same room.
I'm
if
fairly
not
sure you guys
common.
were as well. Yeah, I'm fairly sure you
Yeah,
two
they
were
were.
in your. I think Grokash was in his own room and Pook was in his own room. And you didn't originally have a fifth, did you? The Saturday group was the one group that didn't originally have a fifth.
Right.
So Roland Hammer's a hobo. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, I think Roland. Yeah. So I think Roland Hammer
Fucking
was.
killers.
Roland Hammer already had his own room within the Blue Stand anyway. He was still staying there because then it was having the conversation with Flacio Hornblower that got him into one because he'd already tried. He previously was an applicant into the Silver Talons, but then a family emergency occurred and he had to put his application on hold to go and deal with that.
Right then.
So she's sitting on the bed that's closest to Nemia, or to Nimril.
Glad it's not just me.
I'm yet to make it, and I hope it doesn't happen. Can Nimril remember everything? Like, including the dazing in and out of consciousness while trying to get that arm put back on.
You remember the moments when you were awake. You remember the fact that there are basically periods of time that you don't remember, which basically is the blacking out sort of time, and you remember what I told you about the procedure.
Yeah, okay. So she takes a look at her shoulder, down to like her elbow, and she's just looking at her arm.
Yeah,
So
there
a little bit
you can
questionable.
You can see that there is like some slight scarring. Like I said, the scar tissue looks far too old to make any sense. So basically, it does look like there is a really really old scar there, like sort of like the scar that maybe like the faded scar of an adventurer where they took up a wound in their early 20s, and this is how it would look when they're in their like late 80s. So it's like it's like this, almost like an impossibly old scar, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's had that much of a healing process rapidly poured into that area. You also got down the length of your arm. You've got quite a few. Basically down like to the shoulder, to the elbow, and just below, you've got like there's a lot of again same sort of age matching scars where you can see if you trace their locations and that clearly these were the tooth marks of the thing. So yeah, you can.
Put an image in my mind.
Looking down, it's not like the massive pits that are dug out of your arm. It's like they're little bits of puckering of the flesh, you know.
It was more like I just imagined the arm being ripped off and it looking like fucking cheese as it just like pulls away from the fucking arm.
Well, yeah, you get the feeling that what you're seeing does look like that, but healed up, and healed up a long time ago. You know, like an impossibly long time ago, given how old you actually are, given how old you know yourself to be. You feel like the scarring is far older than even you are.
Okay, so she's going to sort of punch herself in the arm a little, not too hard, just to sort of be sure to herself that everything is okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Nemia will kind of
feel the
object.
impacts.
She'll be like,
It's not hard. It's not hard. Honestly, it's like a sort of tap.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're feeling the
Start
impact.
tackle herself again.
You feel the impact of that, and like if you do a bit more to test the arm, as it were, it doesn't it feels a little bit achy, a little bit tight, as if like I guess if it cramped during the night maybe, and you've got to like try and work it out a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's like you're not going to have the use of the arm. You feel very much like it's it's just like you've got like a little bit of like muscle atrophy sort of feeling to it, but it's like it's sort of thing where it's going to fade quite quickly. It feels like a bit numby, a bit achy, but that sort of sensation. When like you like testing the arm and your flesh, when you like testing the scar areas, you can feel like you can feel that there's you can feel it under your fingertip, but you can't feel it on the arm. So that sensation when like you touch a scar where it doesn't. It got like you're touching the scar, so your brain tells you you're touching the scar, but you can't actually feel it from the arm. You're feeling it from your fingertip. That sort of thing. You know what I mean? You're getting a lot of that sort of sensation when you start playing with the arm.
Fair enough. She's gonna just stand up and focus back on Namia. You were saying something about your real posture.
I'm just wondering about you. You
You tieflings have strange traditions. Yes, I didn't trip over that word.
What do you mean?
That is not... I've never seen someone stand like this when they worry or are concerned.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you about it later. But I'm here because I'm worried about you. They performed a miracle on you yesterday. The Temple of Tyr.
I should go pay my respects.
You very much should. Very much. We went to several temples, and none were able to offer assistance. The college was worthless. It was very frustrating. I was very grateful. Hey, DK, did you ever get the name of the dude?
No,
It's currently Alan.
Yeah, that'll work for now. That'll do for now. We'll stick with that. I still never did find it.
Nice.
The Tyr priest who performed the miracle, his name was Alan.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to re-watch the previous episodes until I find the episode where he featured and find the name that way, and then I'm going to just like make a big fuss about it later.
It's gonna come jumping into her room.
My name's Jim! And it'll just disappear again.
Oh, fucking hell. Thank you very much. It's nice that you put so much effort into fixing my problem.
I mean, you're a mercenary. That could end your career. For some, it could even end their life.
You are right.
Some.
I am not so used to the mercenary life.
For the record, you are really, really lucky that you didn't bleed out, by the way.
Not a surprise. Having an arm ripped off. Kind of like opening a fucking can of soup and tipping it upside down, you know? She's gonna throw a pillow at Namia, just because it's a bit awkward for a conversation.
So we're about to have a pillow fight between an Aasimar and a Tiefling, I'm sure.
No, it's just a thrown pillow and a leaving the room kind of scenario, okay?
Namia actually kind of shrieks and like holds her hands up to her face like she's afraid her nose is gonna fall off. Does her nose fall off?
Her nose does not fall off.
Just testing the arm, of course.
She's kind of sitting there and like, please don't.
What is your problem?
We were drinking last night, and I woke up, and I was in a witch's hut, and I was in pieces. And I put myself back together, but I think I still feel like I'm gonna fall apart.
Are you mocking me?
No, I'm not mocking you. And she kind of freaks out, and she actually grabs her nose and tries to She doesn't try to pull it off, but she kind of pulls it a little more firmly than she might normally.
You do.
Given the
You
circumstances.
feel that the sensation, like you feel what the feeling of like the sound is.
Oh no!
And she stops. She's like, "Oh, did you hear it? Did you hear that? My nose is coming out."
Did I hear that?
No,
Like she felt it.
Okay. Nimia's gonna walk over and just kind of put her hand against Nimia's forehead just to see if she's just a little bit crazy.
not burning up or anything.
You're a strange woman. Maybe it's the horns.
Look, there was a cauldron on the floor, and I'd drunken some of it, and my hand had to crawl to my other hand, and they had to crawl to my body, and then I had to like drag myself to my legs.
Dakota, Nimriel's eyes right now are just kind of like, oh, really? Oh, okay.
Look,
Kind of like
I'm
when a
go-
child starts giving you their toys, but then keeps grabbing more and more toys and giving you this gigantic pile of toys, and you're just more amazed that they're continuing to do so.
Look, I went to the Temple of Helm, and I'm not cursed, but I'm gonna go to an alchemist. His name's Darius Elixirs. The only reason I stopped by was because I wanted to see if anyone wanted to go with me. But can I? She's still kind of in her own head. Can I do an insight check to see if she recognizes that Nimriel doesn't believe her?
I think that with the stress of it and
I should note there is an indifference here. She's definitely teasing her on purpose, but it's not that she does or doesn't.
yeah,
It's really just like a whoa, okay.
let's give us an insight check and I'll say what we think based off the back of that. So you get the feeling that that she's just not believing you at all. You get the feeling that you get the feeling that she's not so much teasing but actually mocking.
Oh god.
Fucking go out of my way to help you with your arm, and you just.
What is that?
She kind of stands up and she grabs the pillow and she smacks Nimriel across the head and she stomps out of the room and her hooves are shaking the floor. Or she tries to smack her across the head. I'll put it that way.
With a pillow, right?
Yeah, with a pillow. The one that hit her in the face.
True.
Yeah, you jerk.
She's just gonna follow her out of the room.
No, Sandy, come back! Because she's kind of pissed, her tail's no longer curled around her, and neither are her arms. Her tail's kind of like lashing back and forth.
Well, at least you're back
Lashing,
to normal
lashing back
again.
and forth, you say?
Uh-oh.
Is that with some amount of force, perhaps?
A bit of vigor, yes.
A little bit of vigor? Okay.
That's the most upset realization.
It's an honest one as well. You hear that?
That's
She's accepting it.
okay. Alright, yeah, carry on.
Wow, talk about fucking playing with the power button.
Most of the session so far today, most of the morning bit of this session has been fucking with Roll and Hammer. You guys are getting off quite lightly. and his totally not suspicious breakfast.
You evil bastard.
Listen, mate, Roland Hammer is lapping that up.
Nice. Yeah, I take it she's
Roll
gone
and
back
Hammer,
downstairs.
actually, can I have a
Yeah, Namia's gone downstairs.
can I have a Constitution check from Roll and Hammer actually?
Ooh.
Jesus, you've been poisoned.
It should have been done at advantage. Should have been 9, which would have made it instead a 10. Okay, that's fair enough, Karen.
Why am I at an advantage?
Because you've set your character sheet to advantage. For whatever
Probably
reason.
the last time you played. Oh, it'll have been the death save thing?
No, it would have been the taking the shots with the crossbow because he had the hunter's mark or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, because he did some.
Oh yeah, no, there's something else. There was a
Rolls
reason.
after
There
that.
was a reason why it was done at advantage. I can't remember what it was now. Oh no, yeah,
think
because
it
it
was
was because
survival.
it was following. It was a survival. It was the following the path back who's already gone that way.
Yeah. That's the one. Alright, so we're all downstairs now.
Nemia's just gonna stomp her way straight out into the street.
Oh, really? Alright, well, Nimriel's definitely following that.
Well, she did mention she was going to the alchemist.
Okay. Yep. So you can make your way over to Darius's Elixirs. You stomping your feet all the way there, or are you gonna like run out of puff and start walking like a normal person?
And on that note, is this like a Sokomon elbows out kind of stomping feet?
That's what I
No,
would imagine.
No, she actually still has her arms crossed, not like hugging herself, more just kind of like, huh.
She's in full-on sulk mode.
Yeah,
Wow,
exactly.
we're definitely in a classroom today.
Does she notice? I guess I need to see if she notices Nimriel following her. Or if
Oh no,
Nimriel's
she's like right
up.
behind her.
Oh, then the stomp is on full. This is full
Wow.
on
Hang on a minute, you were gonna
Like,
you were gonna like stop doing it if she wasn't around?
yes.
Well, fucking wind up merchant.
TK, just so you realise, I have a damage resistance to poisons.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
He's letting it build up first.
Oh yeah. To be fair, that would have made
Gangrene of the
sense.
throat.
That would have made sense having the Constitution saving because you get the advantage on the poison saving throws as well. So it would have made sense having the advantage. So yeah, even yeah with the 18, yeah, you're definitely okay. I forgot that because it's resistance as well, isn't it? But yeah,
Yeah.
carry,
What a
yeah, you
thug.
can carry on. You're fine on that.
Eating himself some mouldy bread and a fucking half sun-baked rat.
I'm wrong.
It was probably nothing to do with the having wine for breakfast. Probably.
No, it's probably pissing off the barman.
How fucking drunk do you have to get?
So yeah, so we've got.
Is that in a monologue of the pants stealing?
There's a wonderful caravan of two heading towards Darius's Elixirs. Rollenhammer and Grokash, you would notice. Oh no, Rollenhammer would notice and go and leaving the Blue Stallion. I think Grokash. I think we just for the sake of giving it the option, we'll say that you're on your way back from like the second trip out. When you kind of like you go past them as they're stomping along, looking for all the worlds like a married couple on their way back from the cinema.
I'll having seen them, I'll just jog over to them. If I'm back, just ask what they're doing.
Nemia is still in a huff and she lifts a kind of a clawed finger and she points it at his face and she says, "I'm going to get put back together."
Yeah,
Is she continuing to walk?
He tilts his head because that's like he doesn't always understand what people are saying, but that one really, like,
Oh my God.
as someone who's used to being confused, that's a particularly odd thing.
Yeah, she's going to keep walking.
So
Nimriel just shrugs and continues following.
I
at
suppose
this point, he's actually going to tag along then because because everyone else has acted like it's a normal thing to say. He's just going to be like, "Well, of course," kind of thing.
Not again!
So he's
So,
just going to tag along.
Okay.
I think
just
they would have walked past me in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah,
That's my table.
they would have walked past us. So Rollenhammer would have seen them leaving the Blue Stallion.
So he would have just like sat staring at the doorway, trying to process what the hell's happening, just sipping the goblet before hurriedly like shoving everything into his bag and running after them.
As quick as his little legs will carry him.
Listen, mate, long
So
shot.
now there's footing in front and footing behind. Stop. Foot.
I can't stop yawning.
Sounds like
I'm not even tired. I can't stop yawning. I don't know why I can't stop yawning.
Get yourself a pint of water.
I am thinking about going and grab a drink. Orders. What time is it? 21:35. Orders. We're gonna quickly take.
Halfway mark.
If you guys orders, we'll do like a quick little 10-minute thing here so that we can have a little break, and I can give myself a glass of water because apparently I really badly need one. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Oh, that's cool actually. I'll go buy myself some food.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Well,
Is it? Oh,
we're back. We were having a lovely conversation about the differences between cookies, biscuits, and such. Whilst we were on break. But Ty appears to have not yet come back because I think he may have misjudged exactly how long 10 minutes is.
It surely hasn't been 10 minutes, has it?
It happened in 10 minutes, yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
As they say here in America, maybe he fell in the toilet.
Yeah, we say that a
Could
lot
be.
as well.
But given that Snow says it fell at 300 minutes, and given that we're kind of need Ty here because Nimriel is
the
chasing
main
off.
character.
Look,
No.
old Moody's back.
Ty,
Mhm. Hey, Moody, you here?
I'm about to phone him.
That was weird. He totally talked.
No, it didn't.
I didn't hear it.
He's not the one that said main character?
No.
No, that was old
That was
lady.
me.
Wow. My bad. My bad.
To be fair, at this point, I mean, I'm sure there are jokes that can be made regarding perception of time being incorrect, and that explaining a lot. But I feel like all I need to do is just give you those ingredients and let you make up the joke on your own. I'm gonna phone him.
In regards to the biscuits, yeah, that second one looks like biscuits. Although it's got like, the fuck's this cream in it? Why is there cream in a biscuit?
That's what I'm talking about. That's a motherfucking biscuit.
Yeah.
A lot of biscuits over here have like it is like
Look,
like a butterfly bun sort of cream.
yeah, it's like a kind of
Some
like a
vanilla
kind of like
sort
a
of.
set cream.
Yeah. And you get them in all sorts, and usually they're only like maybe an inch in length, and you eat them by the packet.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
I am back.
I was literally about to phone you.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Right? So yeah,
You will be.
party's back. The party is all back here. We are now properly back from our break. And
That's a
yeah,
cream and a cookie.
you guys are all on your way, following Nemia. So you kind of going wherever she says in a way.
I wanna bring up just like casually, like what you said, in a way that would like. So I'd be like, yeah, so putting yourself back together, kind of the intent, however like failed it is to make it seem like I know what the fuck she's saying, whilst trying to probe for information.
She's on the feeling mock train, so she's gonna stop and she's gonna turn and look at Grokash and she says, I woke up this morning in a witch's hut and I had to crawl to my own body parts to put them back on my body.
I should know, Nimriel just walked into her.
How quickly were you all walking?
The same speed she was walking at, so whatever she says, that's the speed we're going at.
How quickly
Yeah.
was Nemia walking?
Pretty brisk.
She was up her ass, essentially, like, really trying to stay with her.
All right. Let me get my dice out.
Fucking Rowan Hammer's long stride. Fucking smoke cloud coming from behind us, like there's a fucking motorbike like behind us somewhere.
Like I have to do it, otherwise I'm not going to catch up.
Fucking hell.
Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh no, come on.
9, 10. Okay. Okay, so you hear sort of like a fraction of a second after the impact. There's no pop sound, but after a fraction of a second after the impact, you sort of like you hear a sound like something hollow landing on the floor, so basically like bouncing off the floor. So you know that it sounds for all the world like someone's got like a little wooden cup, like like a little egg cup or something like that, and they've dropped it. It's just landed on the cobblestone floor.
Oh dear.
Why don't you all give me a perception check quickly?
Do I not know what fell off my body?
You're so stressed out you haven't even noticed. You're just angry that someone's
Oh,
bumped
God.
into you.
How clueless am I?
Nimriel, you just locked eyes with Namir. Just like, I'm sorry.
Does this include
Face
me?
by each other.
Yep, you as well if you're there.
Oh God!
Not with advantage. Not with the advantage. It should be an advantage.
Right, give me a second.
Because
Give
you
me a
It's
second.
a one.
It's
It's a
actually
one.
a one. So yeah, you just come steaming around the corner and just like bam straight into Nimriel's ass.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Wow. It's a good job I rolled a 2.
Grokash,
Yo.
I'm gonna send you a message.
Yes. Yeah.
It'll be on Discord.
Oh Christ.
Well, I'm glad Roland Hammer rolled a 1 because I was afraid he was going to see my arm and then run off with it and try to sell it to somebody.
Yeah.
Don't be silly. He'd sell it to you.
It's not
Oh,
back
that's
to you.
true. That's true.
With
Oh my God.
interest. Because you're interested. Ka-ching.
She'd like
That
tackle
joke's
him and beat the shit out of him.
Come on, man. Don't be like that, Badger.
You're like punching a child with a beard.
Yeah, Rog.
A child with a fucking beard. That better be the beard of the parent he just pulled it off of.
I bet Roland Hammer smells too foul to be a child.
How have you know?
Isn't that the
He
point?
washes it at least once a month.
So,
That's not bad for a minor. Is he a minor?
That's
so
not
what's happening with everyone else at this point? They've all just like bumbled into each other.
It
Kinda.
depends what Nimriel's wearing. If she's like still wearing just like a bit.
She's wearing like 2 thin layers of clothing.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot about
crap.
that. Or did I?
So, well,
Wait, so natural,
think-
like, tell me this. I rolled 2 for whatever was happening with Namia, but surely I fucking feel this dirty, cringy bastard's nose go straight into my crack.
Yeah, that's why you don't notice anything else.
Alright, okay.
Because you got an arsehole of dwarf.
Okay.
Just at the moment, in this second, she's glaring at him real.
So I'm gonna bend down and pick up
Something.
something, and then after giving it a bit of a look, I'm just gonna like put it back on her head, just like roughly where I think it goes.
Namir, you feel a weird sort of like popping sensation on the the left side of your brow.
I assume this is very similar to the sensation when she put her body parts on earlier this morning.
One could almost say exactly the same.
She'll kind of gasp and reach a hand up and like grab it. Grogash's hand. What are you doing? What are you doing? Thinking he's pulling off a horn.
Well, yeah. So at this point, I want to actually like now do that. I want to remove it again. Just
I'll say that yeah, you can get away with that on this one because in fact you're essentially in control at this point.
yeah. So
I mean,
so essentially, once I've replaced it, I want to be like, huh, and then just like take it off and see how like if it's hard.
Yeah.
And
There's,
then,
there's some resistance there, but it comes up. You know, you need to like brace yourself against a red. That's all.
And then yeah, I'm just gonna put it back on and be like, you need to put yourself back together.
She
And
immediately
nod
goes to punch
knowingly.
him.
I think you've just been punched in the face.
Oh well.
Right. Hang on a second. After the somewhat disgusted look that Nimriel is getting from Namir, Nimriel's going to spin around, take one look at Dwarf, and slap him.
can I not enter a dodge for that?
No, not with given the fact that you previously rolled a crit fail. I'm going to say no, you don't get the ability to dodge. You're completely unaware. Just like they came this way, head down, running.
It's like a fucking. God damn, it's like an anime. What the hell is going on right now?
To be honest, I wasn't even going to move. I was just going to try and talk.
Oh no! I'm so glad. Yeah, you got a slap. You can fucking stay with that. And Nimia's going to step away from the center of mass because she doesn't want to be in there.
So, yeah. In case anyone hasn't realised, the weird sort of like hollow wooden sound was the sound of the horn landing on the floor.
At first, I thought you were saying her eyebrow fell off.
No, the horn that growed out of her brow.
Well then, and I'm gonna just say that Nimia didn't really quite catch that, being that she spun around to slap a short fuck.
So after punching Grokash in the face, she's kind of like hissing through her fangs at him, and she's cupping her horns, both of them. Don't fucking touch me right now!
Roland Hammer's just going to hold his cheek and look at Grokash and be like, you think it was time with the mum?
Oh no!
Does she say that out loud?
No! Did he say that out loud?
Well, he muttered it to Grokash.
Well, he muttered it.
I feel like perception checks from Nimir and Nimriel at this point, given how intent they are on what's going on.
Oh fucking hell!
Yeah, Nimriel's got no clue. She hasn't quite heard it. She's still seething with anger. But Nimir heard it.
So
This is gonna get a kick.
I'm a creepy! A boot to the head!
Drop kick the dwarf.
Is this an unarmed strike again or something?
Yeah, it'd be an unarmed strike.
Oh Christ.
I think you're not able to land the blow properly in this, and you're a little bit concerned about maybe you're overextending yourself to actually reach him.
This time of the month is gonna be the rest of your fucking life.
That's such a good one.
Wait, he said time of the month?
Yes!
Oh yeah, now Nimriel definitely knows. Yeah.
Where the fuck's that button?
At this point, I want to.
Unarmed strike. That's a custom attack that she's put in.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on the horn, like where it came off and on again, just to see like if that has done anything.
Oh shit, that didn't work.
Yeah, you can't tell whether or not it's had any effect.
Tell me what to roll.
It would just be whatever
So you roll a
a D20 based on whatever your attack stat is.
I feel like I think unarmed strike is automatically on our sheets. Because I didn't.
I
add
thought
that.
I saw it. That's why I asked where it was.
No, it's not on there. It's not a default thing.
Huh. But I guess I did add it then.
I could have swore I saw it. Not even joking. Nah, I'm actually fucking clueless. Alright, well, never mind looking for that, because it's a waste of time. I'll just
I
manually...
feel like you shouldn't be allowed to be proficient in unarmed strikes unless you are either unless you're a monk.
That's fair.
Being a fighter though, actually, yeah, I'll let you have it for being a fighter. Fighters,
Yeah.
monks, and rogues, I think, makes sense.
Because according to when you mouse over my 10, it says 2
Oh, okay.
bracket proficient plus 1 bracket
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
So... Nice. Wait, what? Did you roll critical fail on a punch?
You did.
You suck.
It wasn't a punch anyway, it was a kick.
Let's find out what happens, shall we, boys and girls?
Oh, no. No.
I don't know.
Oh my god. It is an anime, oh my god.
No. I swear to God, if you rig this on purpose, says
When have you ever known me to
fucking
rig
frying pan
anything?
you to death? Don't you dare rig this.
When have you ever
your
known me
amusement.
to rig anything that doesn't further the story?
I need to actually, Dakota, can you message me the macro for that, please? For an arm strike.
I'll try.
Oh, you said you were going for a kick, yeah?
Yeah.
Of all the things that could have happened, you've just pulled a muscle in your leg.
Again?
Yeah, so the strain of combat causes you to pull a muscle in your leg. Your movement is halved and you lose your dex modifier to AC, and you have disadvantage on any ability check that require lower body strength until you receive magical healing.
Magical healing.
Get better legs, scrub.
Seriously, magical healing.
Or complete a long rest. I'll give you or complete a long rest.
What the?
Because it's a pulled muscle.
I'm not a fan of that randomization list you have. Fuck that list.
There's actually only two things. One of them's pulled
Bizarre
a muscle and
thing.
the other one's lost an arm.
That's all it is all the time.
Yeah.
Well, things like, if it had been hit an unintended foe in combat, I was going to automatically make it so that you managed to punch Nemia's arm off, or punch her block off, punch her, just knock her block off. That would have been amazing.
Oh my god.
Hit Grokash with the pointy end. Fucking horn stuck straight into his chest.
Oh my.
That'd be gnarly. Well, Nemia's just gonna start fucking cursing in her own language. Aha!
Yeah, and barbarians as well. You're right, Snore. We'd make barbarians proficient in unarmed strikes. That's a good point.
Yeah. So some celestial cursing, guys. As she holds her leg and glares at the dwarf.
Isn't Mia set on fire or anything?
No.
Why would she be set on fire?
I was just a joke about the celestial.
Oh right, yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I see what you're saying.
You're good.
Start summoning fucking heavenly fire.
Rakash, because now he's really fucking confused. He didn't really get whatever Roland Hammer said. Was just like smiling and nodding along, kind of thing, like yeah, kind of face. And now he's like seen a horn come off and on, and people are punching, and he's just like, the fuck is going on? So he's just going to take a step back and then like put Wolfie down, because he can't be risking Wolfie in this.
Wait, what's he about to do?
Well, he doesn't know. He's just getting ready.
He gets into like combat ready stance and just punches a passerby.
Did Roland Hammer have any reaction to being almost kicked by two women?
I can't believe they both missed. What the fuck?
Well, I said almost.
I guess he was like stood there, like holding his cheek, really wide-eyed and like really not moving, like. That was close.
I feel like you guys, when Pook's not here, you guys really struggle to be a cohesive team. I feel.
We struggle every time. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter whether
What are you
it's here
talking
or
about?
not.
We're so cohesive.
Our name should be like the struggle
I'm
not.
just-
No, I think we're adhesive, okay? We stick together in a very bad way.
Also acceptable.
Kind of like if you glued one like corner of a slinky together and then try to fucking launch it down the stairs. That's us.
Mia she's just kind of sitting there breathing hard, and
Sorry, I'll be right back.
she starts patting herself down, just making sure everything's in order, particularly paying attention to her.
Everything else is still attached.
She would have
Okay.
known that I cast healing word on her as well. So
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to turn to Rokash, and she doesn't know what to say to him. She's going to kind of look at him with narrow eyes, and then she's going to start walking towards the elixirs again.
Okay. So heading off towards Jairus' elixirs. Still stomping.
At this point, less stomping, more very purposeful stride, less sulky, but like, I'm gonna get this done right effing now.
Okie dokie. So it only takes you a few minutes to get over to Darius' elixirs. Several of the people that were passing by are just like, they're doing that thing of like, okay. There's one or two times you see like that thing where like the mother hurries the children along, like, don't look, children, don't look. You guys have been that embarrassing group that is sometimes seen when you go to the shops.
See, that's how you don't behave, children.
Yeah. So he gets to Darius's elixirs, and there's the familiar glingling of the bell above the door as you walk in. Darius is standing behind his counter, going through one of his nice large tomes.
Excuse me. Are you Darius?
Yes. How can I help?
I have a very big problem, and I need to know if it will resolve itself. And then she strides up to him, and she pops her head off.
Is it just like lift it off sort of thing, or is it like put it down on the desk?
She'll lift it off until it's obvious it's not attached to her neck.
Sorry, I'm back.
He goes, right.
Right.
So you're a Dullahan.
I don't know what that means. I think I drank a witch's cauldron, something in it,
Oh,
and I woke up in pieces.
right. Okay.
Emotionally.
A discombobulation potion, a potion of some type then. Right. Do you have any of the? Did you have a sample with you by any chance?
I came back to the city as fast as I could.
Well, that seems like a very, very silly thing to do if you one is to partake of a potion, and all of a sudden
She slams her
one's-
fist down on the table at that and she's pissed when he calls her silly. Says, "I need your fucking help." Intimidation
Wow.
check.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Her hand's just gonna pop off.
Nobody's taking her seriously
No,
today.
she just like slams her fist down, and he just reaches across and very gently puts his hand on top of his. Like, my dear, I think you'll find you get much further with honey than you do with vinegar. If you ask me for assistance, I'll be able to help you. If you're going to be a petulant little child, you can wait in the corner.
She's like hissing through her teeth. Please help me.
Would it be okay if I took perhaps a sample of your hair or a fingernail or something? I should be able to see if I can run some tests and find the exact nature of the potion that affects you.
She. She rips off a pinky fingernail.
Jesus fuck.
What the hell?
To be fair, there's no blood or anything because of the nature of the potion. It's just like, wonderful. Right. Well. Okay. I shall be back in just a moment then.
She did reattach her head, by the way.
No, yeah. So he disappears out back, and there's the sounds of bubbling, and you can hear there's like some small little, you can hear the hiss of oil burners going, and you can hear like glass clinking against itself, and all the sorts of things that one would expect to hear of an alchemy set in action somewhere. There's a few peculiar smells that come about. And he about 15 minutes or so, he comes back.
Quick question: Did Grokash actually react audibly to when she ripped her fingernail off?
Yes, if he saw that, he would have been like, Jesus! Fuck!
Under her breath, she doesn't exactly whisper it, but she kind of says, "Proud of my hair."
Proud of my hair.
Nemea, can I have a perception check from you, please? Yep. Okay, fair enough. So, Grokash is being tickled in the ear, and Nemea doesn't know about it.
What?
What?
It's alright. I read what was going on. It's fine.
It's all that matters, really. The viewers and the DM.
Yeah, so after about 15 to 20 minutes or so, he comes back and says, "Yes, as I thought, it is a discombobulation concoction. These usually have temporary effects. I would recommend maybe for the next day or so, you probably want to keep yourself..." And he's like, he's noticed Nimriel and Grokash. Probably want to try and keep yourself in one place. I'm
Nemea
afraid
jerks. And her attention is turned. What are you doing? And like when she sees her tail, she freaks the fuck out. And she
Call red-handed appearance. Just
she
saying.
lunges at Nimril. Like her teeth are big. She is fucking furious. Like you have no idea how angry she is.
Oh, where's the button? This button.
What kind of a?
Oh no!
Oh
Do
dear.
you just want unarmed attack for this?
I think it's safe to say that with a 6 on the acrobatics to try and avoid it, we can say you've automatically managed to hit them.
No, I want to feel the roll.
Grockash at this point is just
Ah.
leaving the building.
Yep.
He's going
And she
outside,
gets
he's picking
2
up all the people
attacks.
he left him, and he's just fucking he's
Um,
done.
um,
These
so
people
By
are
the way,
insane.
Sean, the potions, by the way, they're not just like out and available. They're locked in.
I
behind
assume
cabinets.
there's bottles and things lying around.
Fucking.
No,
oh my
basically
God.
the way it's set up is basically it's kind of like a jewelry shop in a way. It's like all along the walls are like locked glass door cabinets in the
Alright, so it wouldn't be-
middle area.
So I won't be able to pick anything up. So is this sort of
There's like little labels next to them that say like healing potions and like their magnitudes and things like that, and like potions of gaseous form. And there's quite a lot of them have got prices next to them, and a lot of the things that you would expect to be quite expensive are indeed quite expensive. Things like potions of flight and that sort of stuff are there available as well, but they're all
is there a way to try and open the case with like
not with a sleight of hand roll of 10. There isn't.
no I don't know what's like I don't know what to use.
It would be sleight of hand because they're locked.
Alright.
So if you like try and you unless you've got like a lock picking kit with you, you're essentially trying to bump the lock.
I feel like
Yeah.
his character could end up being cursed with Midas touch or some shit.
I feel like his character could end up being arrested.
That too. I was being more eccentric, but that's more real. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Especially given
That's
the fact
fine.
that Darius has noticed. But it's like, probably want to try and keep yourself as much as possible in one place, as I'm afraid I could not entirely tell you for sure what would happen to you should the potion's effects wear off, and you are not currently actually all in one piece. But one thing I would definitely advise is for you to take your friend and leave my shop immediately before I call the guard. If I see any of you back in here again, I will not hesitate to have the guards come and remove you. I do not deal well with shoplifters.
Nemea is
so-
not paying attention to any of this, and as Nimril offers her tail back, she goes to punch her again, and she's like, I spent years hiding my tail. Don't you ever fucking touch my tail again.
So I'm gonna go over to the shopkeeper and we're just like I'm just trying to look at it.
Well, one looks with one's eyes, not one's grubby little thieving paws.
And I don't
just to
think a
confirm-
12 does it.
How about
Just
I
to
buy it?
Snap.
This is
Which
fucking
one do
anarchy.
you have in mind, sir?
Point to like roughly around the middle of like the left hand side of the store where because obviously the fight breaking out in the middle, I've kind of gone over to the left. So just like do that one.
You wish for a potion of reduction. Well, that can certainly be arranged. Potions of reduction, this one will cost you... It's a very temporary one. This one will be 150 gold pieces. As much as one could think of perhaps maybe reading the label next to it. You are rather close down to it after all.
Rough.
Rough.
So just to confirm, before this crazy shit happened, like once the crazy shit happened, I was out of there. I left.
It's great because like, I'm
So-
not with them. I want to be able to come here later and buy potions for myself.
Well, the only reason I emphasize this is because I think I left before the theft occurred. But if not, that's cool too.
you got that. You as soon as you notice that things were probably gonna go south, you managed to get out of there.
Gillis's.
So you're gonna finish rolling the damage on that 12 because that hits.
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
No, I didn't say anything. I was just waiting.
Oh, okay.
Christ, so aggressive.
Ruin him. Ruin him.
So
Unarmed strike, unless you're a monk, unarmed strikes have always got a set damage type that they do. It always does a set amount of damage.
Is it just 1d4?
Nope.
So
It's,
she'll
unless you're, it's 1d4 if you're a monk. If you're not a monk, it's just 1 point of damage. It's 1 point of damage plus your strength modifier.
she'll take her tail back, and she'll kind of sit on Nimril's chest for a minute and stare
What the
down
hell?
at her.
They get knocked over.
Yeah. Yeah, she came at you.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. I didn't see that bit. I heard the
KTFO.
charge, but not the knockdown.
No, KTFO.
Wait, KTFO. Sorry, what does that mean?
Knock the fuck out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then she'll get up and she will place
No,
her
no,
tail
no, no,
back.
no. No. She's not getting up. She's not getting up. What do I gotta roll to make sure she stays down? Stop laughing.
I
I
mean-
roll shit numbers every time.
I mean, technically this is grappling, so you need to roll either strength or athletics, and then Namir has a choice of rolling either strength, athletics, dexterity, or acrobatics.
In this
Fucking
instance,
pieces on the
because
floor.
Ooh,
the thing is, yeah, because in this instance, it should be impossible to grapple. Anything you grabbed hold of, if she pulled away, would.
That means she's not gonna contest it, right?
yeah, but to be fair, you've got a broken hamstring, so you should be rolling
No,
disadvantage.
this is my
No,
arms.
it's- yeah,
I'm laid
yeah,
down.
it's-
I don't need no
it's-
legs for this.
Not for this, yeah.
Yeah, but you need
And
to
she
get
sat on my chest as well. Or was. No, stomach, chest. Where was she sitting?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
she's
this is
basically-
for the purposes of this, it doesn't. It does, the sprain,
Doesn't matter anyway, yeah.
the pulled muscle in the leg doesn't make any difference in this. No, the shopkeep Darius at this point is he's having rather enough of this stupid shenanigans. He says, "I'm sorry, sir, I will not be doing any business with you or your companions at this time, as one of you has just tried to bump the locks of my display, and the other two of you are fighting when I'm meant to be trying to help you. So I kindly ask you all to leave now before I have to call in the guards."
Wait, do we hear this? Are we actually?
Yes,
honing in on this one?
he's saying it quite loudly to all of you, with the exception of Grokash, who's already left the shop.
I guess Namir will lock eyes with Namir for a second and then look over at the guy's face.
I'm just gonna hold my hand out like, can we have the fingernail back?
The fingernail was. I had to use the fingernail to test it.
I love how like just I'm not leaving a damn thing behind.
Namia's not listening to him. She's focused on her tail and Nimrel, so she's trying to get her tail back right now. And she's gonna punch Nimrel again if she doesn't let go.
Well,
He's had enough of this, right? And he walks around the counter at this point, leans down to Namir and just literally grabs her by the ear and just basically twists the ear off and gives it a bit of a pull. And then just like holds it up to his mouth and just shouts at it quite loudly, "Stop and get out of my shop!"
All right. On that note, actually, Nimriel's going to grab his ankle and try to pull him to the floor.
You're accosting. Right, okay, let's have a
Fantastic, this is awesome.
let's have a thing from you then.
We're going to jail.
Just
Quite
to set the
likely.
scene.
I'm
Just to
going
let
to
the
Statement. Oh, go on. Somebody else speak.
Let's have the unarmed attack from you.
I was just saying, just to set the scene, Grokash at this point is just patting Wolfie
It's
outside.
not an attack. Oh, it's not an attack. She's just pulling him down to the
Oh,
ground.
you just want to try and grapple him?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's still gonna be like a strength check then.
Yep. That's fine.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep, you managed to.
With a statement. With a statement. Just because I do things to her doesn't mean that you get to touch her and pull her apart like this.
Oh my god. Okay, so you pulled it. Okie dokie.
What the fuck's happening?
Right. So there is scrapping, there is fighting. Let's see. Let me find some dice to roll here. See
She's
what's
gonna
going on.
grab for the ear too. If that's.
Thanks, Ivo.
Is
I
her
have
hearing
tweeted out the
impaired
chat.
when the ear's gone?
No,
it's
that's the thing.
perfect.
Everything still works normally.
Right,
It's-
right, right.
So
That's weird.
you had a very, very loud voice shouting right in your ear, but you didn't feel like there was anyone actually right close there beside you. But you felt like
That's weird.
someone was standing very, very close beside you. So yeah, we'll say that there is some shouting and caterwauling has been going on for like another 5 minutes or so. At which point the guards would come in, with spears pointing down at the absolute mess of limbs. I'm fairly certain that off the back of this, at least one of Nimir's arms will have come off as well. Possibly
Wow.
a leg. Just because I can see that having a scrap between Nimir and Nimriel on the floor is probably going to result in at least one more
Wait.
unintentional detachment.
Can I try
Question.
and run out of the back door?
Let's
While all the eyes are on them lot, can I kind of like?
let's have a stealth check from you. And see what you can
Oh,
manage.
God.
Here it comes. He
Oh,
comes.
God.
Yes.
Oi, where are you going? And you get chased down by one of the guards who basically is like has sword drawn at you in a very authoritarian and grown up manner. Yeah, you all get carted off.
Wait,
You get split up. You basically split apart from each other. You're still in the shop at the moment. The guards are talking to Darius, who is very articulatedly explaining his side of the story about these scoundrels who came into his shop, pulling off their heads and then trying to get into his counters to steal his things, forcing him to do this ridiculous little test to see if we can work out why is this person able to take their own limbs off and stuff.
Wait, whoa. I have to say
like,
Go on.
Namia's got her tail and she's cradling it to her body, and she's just looking for her ear at this point. She's got tears streaming down her face.
Maybe I'll get the ear.
The ear is still in Darius's hand. He's just like he's waving it at the guards. Look at this! It's ridiculousness. Look, there must be some form of horrible discombobulation in Elixir that this scoundrel, this little devil woman has decided she's going to partake of, and then try and get me to find some sort of healing for her.
No. Come on. Just no.
No, Darius is upset. Darius is really upset. I mean, earlier this week, I had some other absolute scoundrel broke into my shop and ended up drinking up half of my supply. It's ridiculous. I mean, this place is costing me money. I'm losing money hand over fist with this. It's absolutely ridiculous. Losing all sorts of stock, all sorts of things that I'm very, very hard to get hold of again. I'm losing ridiculous amounts of resources as well. And the tax man is knocking on the door. This is, frankly, it's unacceptable. I'm just glad that you here, young man, and your companions who are here to stop and arrest these little scoundrels.
Her ear out of his hand when she realizes that's what he's waving about?
She can jump up to try and snatch his ear from her hand, her ear from his hand if she would like.
Okay, what do you want for that?
Let's go for it's gonna be like a quick base thing. So let's go for an athletics. Not athletics or dexterity. Your choice off the back of that. Yeah, no, not athletics. Dexterity. Well, I'm saying athletics. I'm thinking acrobatics.
As she reaches for it, she says, "That's mine. That belongs to me."
Yeah, you get a butt of the spear, knock your hand out of the way. So like any items that actually belong to you will be returned to you once we get back to the barrack.
It's not an item. It's my ear. And she
It's evidence now.
Evidence of what?
Evidence.
This crazy buffoon is yelling about some silly thing. We came here for his services and he acts like this.
Why were all of you on the floor fighting then?
I just lost my arm and it's reattached now thanks to holy business, okay? I am having some camaraderie with my friend.
Well, shut up. You can explain your story to the captain when we get back to the barracks. So shut up for now, we'll have you gagged.
You
Right.
take him to the barracks as well, otherwise I won't shut up.
Well, yes, he's going to come to the barracks to give his side of the story to the captain. Or are you stupid or something?
Are you not hearing this man? He won't shut up.
The guards do eventually manage to shut all of you up, including Darius, and tromp you off to the
Fucking
Ron
hell,
Hammer
man.
just getting drunk in the corner. And they put They don't put Darius in irons because they know Darius, as he is a shopkeeper in the city. But they do put irons on the other three of you, not Grokash, obviously, because he wasn't in there at the time.
Wait, hang on.
Lions.
Let me get the details correct there. He's not putting irons on the shopkeeper, but he's putting them on us.
Yes,
Nimriel's going to refuse.
Nimriel's going to get
The
overpowered.
clearest the statement.
Nimriel's
The
gonna-
clearest the statement.
Nimriel's going to get overpowered.
You put them on him, or I'll refuse. I don't care what you do to me. This is inappropriate.
It's not very often that the people who are found to be doing the thing they should not be doing get chance to speak on this sort of way. Shut up now. And
Do I
you
look like I'm doing anything to his store? All I'm doing is laying on the floor after being knocked down.
You're causing a fray. And they do. They slap the irons on you. Sorry, Ty, you're not getting out of this. You three, or definitely two of you, are causing a ruckus inside a shop, and the guards have come along to stop you. This is happening. You guys made this decision. Deal with the consequences of your decision.
I do have to.
And you're being led off. You're being led off to the north. To the northwest gate.
Numi is slightly pleading with the guards. Please don't rip my arms off. Please don't rip my arms
We're
off.
not going to rip your arms off, and they're being firm, but but not ungentle with you. They're just basically pushing you along. The irons are basically like the classic thing of just being like a restraining pin that goes through like two holes.
Are they behind
they're
your
not.
back or in front of you?
They're in front of you.
I was like, still drink.
Yeah, you can still drink.
Could she just like take her hands off, slide the
She
manacles
could.
off
She
the
could.
wrists? Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, there is two guards to each one of you, holding you by
Oh, yeah, it was more of
shoulder and elbow to like take you through, and then you got like another couple of guards like front and back that are like making a space to get you through the city to the barrack gate.
As they come out of the shop, because Grokash is just going to be sitting there playing with Wolf, being like, "Who's our good boy? Who's our good boy?" He
Wolfie
looks
the
up and
goat.
it's just
Wolfie
like,
the baby
"Oh,
goat,
God
guys.
damn it!" So he's gonna like go up to the guards and be
They
like,
they give Darius a moment to lock up the shop as well.
"What's this?" kind of thing. Like he's just where he's going.
Stand aside,
Okay, he wants-
citizen. Guard business.
Yeah, he just wants to know where they're going.
Stand aside, citizen. Guard business. That's where we're going.
Did they actually
Yes,
gag us?
No, they don't gag you.
So I'm
No,
gonna ask them then,
not
like,
yet,
where are you guys
anyway.
going? So I'll ask the prisoners.
Just follow us. It's hardly a professional matter anyway.
Is he with you?
Okay, so I'll just like follow behind them.
If by with us you mean as a friend, or do you mean with us as an accomplice, as you seem to think that we're up to no good here?
Answer the question. Is he with you? Is he?
I asked you a question so that I could answer your question.
You get punched in the face very hard.
She spits, incapable prick.
You get punched in the face again, just as hard.
She smiles.
All right. Okay. So yeah, they carry on. Nimriel is being much more forcibly moved at this point. Why do you guys do this? Seriously.
Look, man, if you hire inbreeds for guards, that's not my problem. But that is natural. That is natural, I understand. It's always the guards that are the inbreeds, isn't it?
Why is it that every single group that I've got running in this game is always determined to just one up the others in terms of arse fuckery? What is going on?
Are we
Oh
really-
my god. Oh my god. You're so salty
as-
about losing your arm, and I gave it back to you for fuck's sake.
No.
As they
Right.
No.
Okay. So yes, you are traipsing off towards the northwest gate. Yes, Grokash.
So as we approach and I figure out what the fuck's like the end point is, I'm actually gonna go back and get Pook because the only way I know how to solve this kind of shit is with violence, and
Oh god.
even I'm not dumb enough to attack a position by myself. So I'm gonna go find Pook
Yeah.
and find
As
like
go ahead.
No, it's just obviously
it.
I need help or an idea. So
If Roland Hammer is lifting his feet, so the guards saying they're not holding onto him that tightly, and they'll just drag him along the floor instead.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fucking drunk.
If you do appear that you are drunk in that way, they'll take the bottle off of you as well.
And Namia's
Actually,
just
fuck it, they're going to take the
contemplating-
bottle off you. Fuck it. Of course they're going to take the bottle off you.
Can I just not just neck it quickly?
It would get pulled out of your hand whilst you're trying to drink it.
yes.
I'll roll the strength check? No, alright, okay.
Namia's just contemplating what's been going on. And I imagine she still has a bit of a hangover. What do you think, DK?
Yeah. I think it's a dull acre, not a throbber.
Okay. And
How far?
she's still got the tail in her hands, and it's wiggling like it's freaking out, like a snake that doesn't want to be there.
I think the tail would actually be taken out of your hands and put into like a
Evidence?
put in a sack
Oh
as
my
evidence
God.
along with your ear.
So somebody's sack is wriggling vigorously.
Somebody's
What
sack
the
is
fuck?
really vigorously.
Calm down.
An amazing. Oh my god! Somebody's sack is wriggling vigorously. Get that clipped for fuck's sake! Jesus Christ!
Got an image of a penis walking on a sack.
It's like
And-
waddling along.
Yeah.
And
Oh, my word.
she's got tears streaming down her eyes, and she's just bumbling under her breath and infernal.
How
Oh,
close to Namira is Nimril?
You're all being basically you're in like single file, and we've got
Never mind then.
you got Grokash, not Grokash. Roland Hammer's at the front, and then you've got Nimriel is in the middle, then Nimir at the back, and then you've got like 2 guards up front, 2 guards behind, there's a couple more either side. There's 2 guards either side of you carrying you guys along, or like frog marching you guys along.
Depending on how bad the road is, can I fall asleep?
Not over the space of like 3 minutes. No, not really.
Alright, yeah. Okay.
Go on, fucking get us there then.
Hang on.
I'm really enjoying imagining Wes when he gets back.
I
Oh,
really
yeah,
hope he
what-
gets back before the game's over.
It's gonna be like what the fuck?
I'm not sure how he's going to handle it, to be honest. Okay, so if you get into the into the barracks, and into the guard barrack, and it's very similar layout to the one at the northeast gate, in terms of like raised scaffolding areas. And you're taken in at the ground floor, and you're also like shoved into what is very clearly like a holding cell sort of thing. And the guards, one of the guards, like he clearly is like the sergeant of this group, heads over to the guard captain.
Was he with them? Oh,
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was with. He was.
Okay,
yeah,
I realised what you just said there. Go on, come on.
He heads over to the guard captain. And it starts explaining what's going on. You know, there's like a drunkenness in the fray. You know, they're resisting arrest as well. Violence from them is absolutely terrible. They're in, basically goes through explaining the fact that they came in to the shop here from being outside. They're hearing like scuffling and shouting as they go into the shop, and they see the dog pile of you guys on the floor, fighting and scrapping with each other. And you know, they go through explaining how how all of that has basically led to you guys being arrested. And yeah, you guys, you're in that holding cell. And I feel like we should probably end early and end it here.
What? Why?
Because I feel like Westor should get an opportunity to interact with all of this. and be able to be brought along to the barrack by Grokash. So yeah,
It's gonna make it so much worse. Please don't.
I feel like it's all I can do. I feel like it's the only thing that's fair to do.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
I'm so excited.
we're gonna call it there. We're about 20 minutes earlier than it was intended, but that's what happens when these sorts of left turns are taken. We have to kind of roll with it a little bit. Yeah, because this wouldn't have happened if he was here.
I don't
No,
think it would
Mother-
have.
Oh.
No, actually, to be fair, it probably wouldn't. It probably wouldn't. He is your party's Jiminy Cricket.
More annoyed that he's stalling the session, not that he's not here to save us or
Yeah.
something. Not bothered about that.
But yeah, now we'll call it here for now, and we'll pick this up next week when hopefully Pook will be here as well to be the grown up in a lot of ways, I suppose. But yeah,
I've got to tell you guys, I'm sorry about my shit stealth rolls.
not sorry about trying to steal it. Just failing.
Yeah.
Every time I try and do something, it's like, no.
yeah, no,
No.
it just doesn't want to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to end the recording so I can get this uploaded onto the two reviews, and then we're going to find somebody that we can pass on the love to. So we say bye bye to the YouTube people. Bye bye YouTube people. Hopefully we'll see you
Bye.
next time.
Ciao.